My backwards like a cat, my position couldn't stop. You were hitting and I shouldn't cry, but I love it. Stop walking. And I shouldn't cry, but I love it. Stop walking.
Hello, the old shifter here at Red Sulphur Saga. I have been asked to explain shifting. How can I explain shifting to my friends, because I don't quite have the language. So I will try, it's not easy. Shifting is moving out of this common reality that you're in into another reality. People do it by way of falling asleep in this reality and then waking up in another reality. Once you come into this other reality, it is entirely real. You're experiencing that you're living in another world. It is completely three-dimensional. When you touch it, you can feel it. When you touch the grass, you can feel it. You can smell things. You can see things. You're in another world. This other world is experienced as entirely real. There are many methods to get into this other world. I will not talk about the methods. And as you are in this other world, you can stay in it and you can start to communicate with other presences, with other beings, with other people in this other world. Now, some people do this for entertainment, like many people go to Hogwarts and hang out there. And Hogwarts is then entirely real. It's a completely real world that they're in. Or they go to other places to explore. However, whatever you do, people have different notions of how to explain this. Some people say that we are living in a multiverse where there are many different bodies in many different places at the same time. I don't know what it is. I don't know how to explain it. I don't know and understand the metaphysics of it. I am a psychoanalyst, so I am seeing it as an experience. The experience is a real experience. And if you can get that across to your friends, then you've got most of shifting across.
She's a lady, and I am just a boy singing. She's a lady, and I am just a line without a oh baby, I am a wreck.
Do you promise that shifting is real? What the fuck do I look like lying to you? What the fuck do I gain? What do I gain from that? TikTok ain't paying me. Discord isn't paying me. You think I'm lying for fun? You're not special.
And I will never ever be the first to
Hi, how are you?
I'm good. How about you?
I'm great. I like your outfit.
Oh, thank you.
You're a boy in a man's world. And I'm a man who loves to play with boys. No, wait a minute. Shut up. Hold on. Ray Mysterio, what I meant to say is you're a boy and I'm a man. And tonight I'm gonna let the man handle you. No, wait. You remember this, pal. You're a boy and I'm a man. When you and I get together here tonight, I'm gonna get on top of you and...
Bombastic side eye. Criminal offensive side eye.
Is this the Soul Blackpink edition? Oh my god, it's cool. Wow, this car is so pretty. So cool. Wow, are we going on the US tour with this car?
네. 같은 사 같아.
You're my baby, say it to me. Baby, my baby, tell your baby.
So everything got paid for. She made sure you and your brother have way more than she ever had growing up. But when you told me the whole story, I felt like growing up. I could see it on your face, it was
Nobody. Me on all my assignments and test this school year.
I don't even have to give a K. He just call me baby, he don't call me Tay. He whip up that white girl, he beatin' okay. I just might marry that new today. But then I found out that Mickey was gay. Oh, Mickey is so fine. So fine, you blow my mind. Oh, Mickey is so fine. So fine, you. Mickey is so fine. So fine, you blow my mind. Sweet little bumblebee, I know what you want from me. Do-ba-do-ba-do-da-da. Do-ba-do-ba-do-da-da. Sweet little... Yo no sé de ellos, y tú ya tampoco. Sé que me celas si yo te veo. Y tú me miras, yo me meneo. Te pones celoso si bailo con otro.
I'm pregnant.
It's amazing. Thank you.
If you feel like you have tried everything and still can't shift, watch this video. A lot of people have been commenting saying that exact thing, that they can't shift, and I always reply with the same thing. Okay? And this has worked for me, so maybe it will work for you. First of all, if you really, really, really want to achieve something, you are going to try hard to get it and to achieve it. But what I've learned from the past with shifting is that I thought, oh, my dog just scared the shit out of me, oh my god. I thought if I laid my ass down in fucking bed and fell asleep that I'd wake up in my DR. No. No. If I want to learn how to ride a bike, am I just gonna hop on right away and, oh my god, boom, I know how to ride a bike. I can do tricks on it, I can do whatever. No. That's not how shit works. Even if it's not physical, that's not how it works, girl. You have to get there. You have training wheels right now, girl. Use them. And what I mean by practice shifting is just make an effort. Just like I said earlier, if you really want something, fucking practice. Do something. You want to practice how to meditate, practice how to get into the void state, practice how to get in a good positive mindset. If you have a shifting journal, if you don't, fucking get one. Write down all your experiences in them, all your shifting experiences, and pull it out and be like, okay, what works for me and what doesn't work for me? And just get to know yourself through that. And let me tell you, I've been taking shifting seriously, and I have shifting experiences out of my ass, like, because of that. And I also don't try and shift every night.
If I'm motivated to shift one night, sure, I'll shift that night. And if I'm still motivated the next night, sure, whatever. If I'm so tired and I don't feel like it, and deep down I know I don't feel like it, I'm not gonna shift. I am not even gonna try and shift. Like, I'm just going to sleep. And I know you've probably heard take breaks, and you probably hate that. But listen to me, bitch. You're gonna take a motherfucking break because you're not gonna try and shift every night and complain of why you're not shifting. You have to take your training wheels off, bro. Okay? So, don't be so hard on yourself. Take breaks. And if I was too stern in this video, I apologize. Okay. Happy shifting.
Goodbye.
But when will I see you again?
Oh, never, never.
Never?
Well, maybe someday.
When? Tomorrow?
Oh, no.
Hi, good morning. It's currently 6:17 in the morning, but I just got home from work. And I wanted to make a video about my first shifting experiences and stuff because people ask me, about them all the time, but I do not like repeating myself because they are kind of long, I guess. So I'm making a video, putting them in one spot. So, to start off, if you want to, whenever I talk about my first shifting experience, I always talk about my first mini shift, which was June 2nd of 2022. My first full day shift was June 20th of 2022. So June was a special month for me back in 2022. I guess technically, if you don't consider mini shifts as mini shifts and you just consider them as shifts, then technically I shifted on the 2nd of June. So the mini shift experience that I had was actually to my Walking Dead DR. And the point where I was, with my shifting journey, I did not care about shifting. It had been 2 years, I believed in shifting, but I never thought that, I didn't believe that I could do it. It just felt too good to be true for me. But, and at the time, I was really focused on my job, my relationship at the time, my family. I had things going on in my CR, and shifting was just not a priority anymore. That night, few things. People always ask me what was different about that night. There could be a few things, few factors, because people always want to get to the bottom of what's helping people shift or what's making people shift, whatever. I don't think there was any reason as to why I shifted that night. If I had to say, if somebody had to ask me what I thought it was at the end of the day, I really do think it was a change of mindset and me not obsessing over shift. I'm not saying that's facts, but if I had to guess, I really think that, had to do with it. The night before, Courtney had shifted to her Stranger Things DR. She had tried once and shifted, and I was like, are you actually kidding me? That's a joke. Because I was like, she had already shifted to Hogwarts and stuff, and I'm like, I can't even shift to one DR. She can shift to these. First tried to, absolutely not. So I told myself, if she can do it, so can I. So that night, I was babysitting. I was not in my house. I didn't have any subliminals on. It was me, myself, my 5 senses, and as well, and I've talked about this in my old videos, a thing that I feel really helped me connect to my DR was using my emotions, really kind of adding them in there. I was laying on my back that night. To be honest with you, I can't even lie. A lot of the time, actually pretty much every time when I start out trying to shift, I do start on my back. And then if I flip over, then I flip over, but I do start out on my back. I started on my back and I ended on my back. I was telling myself, if others can shift, so can I. I know that it might not feel like it, but you are absolutely capable of shifting, and I know you are because I shifted. And don't look at me as somebody that posts about shifting. Look at me as somebody that was like you and is you, Saying, some affirmations, really using my 5 senses, really incorporating those emotions, where I wanted to wake up in my Walking Dead DR. If you know the show, it was season 5, episode 10 of Where I Shifted. It was right after the whole storm tornado thing happened and they were, stuck in that barn. It was the morning after all of that because I didn't want to deal with it. So I think it's hard to tell now. I think it was around maybe 3ish or 5ish in the morning. I ended up waking up, and the reason why I woke up, there was a reason why I woke up, was because my back, and it's gonna sound weird and crazy, my back was starting to feel really, really itchy because I remember when I was coming out of my sleep, the first thing I was doing was starting to scratch my back. the cause of my itchy back was hay. I was feeling hay underneath me as soon as I started putting my hands down, and that's when I kind of immediately shot up. Fuck, thinking about it now. I don't know what I was everywhere. I shot up and I realized it was dark, but I realized that I was, in this barn. And the first person that I did end up seeing in my DR, she was asleep, but I saw Maggie. She was sleeping right next to me. And when I saw Maggie, that's when I kind of was like, and started blinking really aggressively, and I ended up coming back to my CR. So if you want to consider that my first shift, that's what ended up happening. So it was very, very short-lived, but that is what solidified my belief in shifting, because I knew that I had shifted. I was like, holy shit. Because, you can't really have, like physical proof until you experience it yourself. So, within a millisecond, as soon as I came back to my, CR, belief in like my doubts and shifting gone instantly. I was a new changed person when it came to shifting. It was insane. It was absolutely insane. Okay, so the first full time I shifted was to my Harry Potter DR, and I didn't do the same thing that I did when I ended up shifting to my my Walking Dead DR, because my belief in like shifting had completely like switched. I felt I could go outside of what I did trying to shift to my Walking Dead DR, so I ended up doing the wake back to sleep method. In case you're unaware, the wake back to sleep method is you go to sleep, and then you set an alarm for about 3-4 hours, you wake up, stay up for about 15-30 minutes, read your script, do whatever, and then you try and shift. A lot of people actually, have had, like, I think the wake back to sleep method is very underrated. I look into it if you would like to try a new method, but yeah, I did all that. I did the wake back to sleep, woke up. When I started to try and shift, I was using my 5 senses. Every method, you should always try using your 5 senses, no matter what method you are doing. I'm telling you, the 5 senses, at the end of the day, go to in everything. They really, really are. But I was, as well, using my emotions with this. Using your emotions as well when trying to shift, it really can help you feel like you're there even more, really feel yourself connected to your DR more. So skip forward, shifting to my Harry Potter DR, wake up, the very first thing that I do is ground myself. And what I did to like ground myself to my DR was immediately grab something, which was my sheets underneath me. It was just a reflex, because that is something that C had actually talked about a while ago, to do when you get there, like when you're actually in your DR, grounding yourself by touching something, and to make it a real like reality, for me was to, clench onto those sheets. And that's exactly what I did. Fast forward probably about 5-ish minutes later, Pansy, comes into my dorm. In case you're unaware, my wake up scene for my old DR and my new DR, they are very similar. I do honestly recommend doing that. Have time for yourself before you shift and meet people, because, shifting first, you're gonna be really fucking confused. It's a lot to handle, and, meeting somebody immediately, you might freak out a little bit. Give yourself 5, 10, 15 minutes, really let yourself adjust, and then go for it. Pansy comes into my room, tells me that Dumbledore had sent her and wants to take me down to the Great Hall, and she's kind of my tour guide, my person throughout the school year until I get used to it and everything. I had scripted that the clothes that I wear that day are on like an ottoman at the end of my bed. It was like a green ottoman. They were sitting there. So I ended up telling her, okay, yeah, let me just pick these up. Let me go change really fast and whatnot. I go to the bathroom, shut the door, and the first thing that I fucking do is grab my face. I pretty much kind of toss the clothes down. I'm like, oh my fuck. I'm fucking fuck, I'm here. It became a reality, and it was like that was in a way kind of more of a reality check, really looking at myself, my DR self. It's surreal, and I cannot put into words what it is like You know, it's something you have to experience for yourself 100%. But, you know, I get dressed, I go out, and then we get onto the Great Hall, and then that is when, you know, I meet everybody. But yeah, so each, you know, the attempts that I had, they were different from each other in what I did, but obviously the first one, like the way I thought before I shifted that first time to my Walking Dead to my Harry Potter, totally different. But you know, I don't even know how to explain it. I could talk about it forever and ever and ever. But yeah, it's just, you know, thinking about that and thinking back to that time is just insane to me. I don't know, it makes me smile every time. I'm so sorry this was longer. I could definitely, you know, talk more about it 100% if people, you know, cared to listen. So if you do, let me know. I'd be happy to make a video. I don't know why I haven't made a video like this on this account. I don't know. Yeah, if you're interested, let me know. I am more than happy to make more.
I shifted for the first time successfully last night, and it was an experience. Crazy experience. Before I tell y'all any stories about it, I'm going to tell you how I did it, because I've had many people ask me how I did it, so. First off, I have aphantasia, which means I can't visualize at all. So let's think about a red star. How about that? Visualize that. Close your eyes and do that. You can see the star, right? I can't see anything. No matter how hard I think about it, I can't visualize. All I see is black. I can't see the shape or the color, so shifting was hard at first. Now I know why none of my attempts worked at shifting, because I was using methods that have visualization in it, and I can't visualize. I didn't know that until yesterday. So I don't use like the Raven method or the train method or the Alice in Wonderland method. I use something completely different. But I'm still going to show y'all some other methods that are not Raven and Alice Wonderland that can also